The power of naming feelings. The swimming pool was loud with the sound of kids splashing and laughing, but one moment nearby caught my attention. A child was crying hard, resisting something their mother was asking them to do. The mother looked equally overwhelmed, reaching quickly and trying to regain control of the moment. It was a raw scene, the kind many parents recognize instantly. Watching them, I was taken back to an earlier time in my own life, before I learned something that has changed the way I see moments like this. Feelings. They are such a natural part of being human, and yet so many of us grow up without learning how to recognize or name them clearly. For a long time, I didn't fully understand my emotions. Even now, I sometimes notice the old instinct to move past them instead of identifying them. Growing up, expressing feelings was not always a safe or a wise choice. Like many people, I learned to protect myself by keeping emotions hidden. That strategy helped me navigate childhood, but as an adult, it became a limitation. Learning to name feelings has changed how I regulate myself and relate and regulate myself and also the people around me. The journey to naming feelings. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about happiness. Most of us say we want to feel happy, but something interesting happens when we start paying attention to our emotions. We realize that we can't truly recognize happiness if we don't understand the rest of the emotional landscape. Happiness doesn't exist in isolation. It exists in contrast to other feelings. Sadness, fear, frustration, disappointment. These emotions are not mistakes. They are part of the full range of being human. Naming feelings helps us understand what is actually happening inside us. If this is new territory, it can feel unfamiliar at first. Many people begin with just the basic emotions: happy, sad, angry, and afraid. There is nothing simplistic about starting there. Those core feelings are the foundation for deeper awareness. Over time, though, emotional language expands. What once felt like sad might later be recognized as discouraged, lonely, or disappointed. What once felt like angry might be irritation, resentment, or hurt. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. The importance of safe spaces. As we become more aware of our emotions, it becomes clear how valuable safe spaces are for talking about them. Sharing feelings with someone who can listen calmly and without judgment can bring enormous clarity. It allows us to hear ourselves think. It allows emotions to move instead of staying trapped inside. This kind of listening is not about advising or fixing. It's about being witnessed. Many people rarely experience that kind of listening in everyday life. Conversations often move quickly into problem-solving or reassurance. But when someone simply listens, without interrupting, correcting, or minimizing, it creates space for real understanding. That kind of space can be transformative. The importance of nuance. As emotional awareness grows, something else becomes clear. Feelings have nuance. In nonviolent communication, emotions are often described in two broad categories. There are feelings we experience when our needs are being met, and feelings we experience when our needs are not being met. Within those two categories, there is, of course, enormous range. There is a meaningful difference between dislike and horrified, between frustrated and devastated. When we listen to someone and reflect the wrong emotion, they may feel unseen. If someone shares a painful experience and we respond as if they are merely annoyed, we could miss the depth of their experience. But when we accurately reflect what they are feeling, it sounds like you're devastated by what happened. Something shifts. The person feels understood. That moment of recognition creates connection. Why all feelings matter. One of the most powerful aspects of this framework is that feelings are not divided into good or bad. Instead, they are signals. Comfortable emotions often indicate that our needs are being met. Uncomfortable emotions often signal that something important is missing or out of balance. Sadness might point to a need for connection or comfort. Anger may signal that a boundary has been crossed. Fear might highlight a need for safety. When we stop judging our emotions and start listening to them, they become our guides rather than problems. How emotional awareness grows. Emotional awareness develops slowly through small moments of attention. One way people begin is to pause during ordinary parts of the day and ask a simple question. What am I feeling right now? At first, the answer may be broad. happy, sad, stressed. Over time, the awareness becomes more refined. You might notice the difference between content and joyful, or between irritated and overwhelmed. This kind of awareness builds an internal vocabulary. It helps us understand our own reactions and communicate more clearly with others. And it strengthens our ability to listen. Why this matters in listening. Listening well is not only about hearing words, it is about recognizing the emotions underneath those words. When we practice identifying our own feelings, we become more attuned to what others may be experiencing. Our empathy deepens. Our responses become more thoughtful. Someone might share a difficult situation and we can reflect back what we hear. It sounds like you're really frustrated because you hoped this would turn out differently. That simple act of recognition can change a conversation. People feel seen. Connection grows. Moving toward greater connection. Feelings are the bridge between our inner world and the people around us. Learning to name them strengthens our relationship with ourselves and deepens our relationships with others. It allows us to respond instead of react. It helps us listen more carefully. It opens the door to understanding. And if you ever find yourself wishing for a place to talk through what you're feeling, Hold offers confidential listening appointments where you can speak freely and be heard without judgment. Sometimes having someone truly listen is the first step toward clarity. Naming feelings may seem simple, but it is one of the most powerful ways we can grow in awareness, in connection, and in compassion for ourselves and others.